Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is Dan W. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Today is the very last figure we need to review in this new Marvel Legends X-Men wave, Warlock Build-A-Figure wave, and it is Marvel's Polaris or Polaris. I've heard people say it different ways. I'm going to say Polaris, but I could be wrong. But here she is, looking very much like Rita Repulsa from the new Power Rangers movie, if you have seen that. But no, to be fair, I do like her. She's looking very green with her green effects that we've already seen before. I think these previously come with Havoc and Shocker. And then obviously the last piece we need to build, the Warlock Build-A-Figure. As always, we get side art on the side. Then on the back, we get a picture of the figure, a little read up. And then as always, we get a list of all the figures. In this wave, we need to collect the Warlock Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Polaris. Polaris. Who knows? There she is, and there she is. So yeah, let's open her up and see what we got. Pow! And here's Polaris out of the box. And she was very hard to get to stand up, so she may fall down at any point during this. The ankle pivot was very stiff, and I feel like if I bend them anymore, they're going to snap. So I don't want to touch them. So hopefully she stays put. But yes, she comes with, told you, what did I just say? I cursed myself, didn't I? Stay still. Her cape's not that heavy. Her cape's like a very flexible cape. So usually when a Marvel Legend figure has a cape, it weighs them down. But not in this case. It is quite light and it does plug into the back. I do actually like the material they've used for the cape. But her bloody ankles are just all bent. They're like come out of that straight from the box. I don't know if they're warped or nothing, but I definitely need to heat them up. But because I literally genuinely open these figures for the first time when I do the review, I just don't notice until I get them on the table. But let's hope she stays put. But she comes with the Build-A-Figure leg for Warlock. Again, this is the last piece we need. So my next review will be Warlock. So obviously subscribe, stay tuned. That is coming next. And then obviously, as I mentioned, she comes with these green effects that previously come with, she's fell over again, that previously come with Havoc and Shocker. Her powers are sort of similar to Magneto's. She can control metal to a certain extent, I believe. We shall find out more when I do the Who Is He segment. I should always tell you that I film the Who Is He segment after I film the figure review. So sometimes I don't know all the details until after that. That one is very loose. I'm not going to lie. That is disappointing. It sort of will rest there, but that sort of needs sorting out. But I do like the figure. Like, she's very green, as I was joking previously with Rita Repulsa, but I do like the figure. I thought it was the same face as Enchantress, but when I've looked at them both, it's not. I like how they've got obviously the hair was done in black first, and then it's got the dry brush with the green, but it looks pretty good. She's got like the metallic green lips as well, which I really like. I'll try and zoom in and give you a close-up, actually. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? So, I'm doing this live, without any cuts. Live editing. Just haven't got the time, people. I haven't got the time. But you see what I mean? The face sculpt is pretty good, to be fair, with those green metallic lips. The middle of the torso is painted skin tone, so it doesn't really match the skin tone of the rest of the body, which is not too bad, I suppose. But to be fair, you could just paint that all dark green and they wouldn't have needed to show that. But I guess they did that because it was comic accurate. I guess that's what I assume, but I could be completely wrong. But yeah, overall, I do like the figure. I haven't got the Scarlet Witch from the Odin wave to compare her to. Well, they're meant to be sisters, first and foremost, but she does look very similar to her, but just in green. She's quite tall as well for a female figure, which I'll show you in comparisons in a minute. But if anyone was wondering, who is she? I definitely need to learn more about her. Then let's go to my Polaris. Who is she?
So this is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is she? And I try and give you a little bit of information on the character that this figure is inspired by. So, Polaris, who is she? While this green-haired mutant, real name Lorna Dane, has been both a villain and a hero in the Marvel Universe, starting off as an X-Men way back in X-Men number 49 in October of 1968. Known as the mistress of magnetism, she's actually the biological daughter of Magneto, so that sort of makes her the sister of the Scarlet Witch. She shares a similar power set to Magneto, but no one's really sure of the limits of her power. Apart from the X-Men, she was a main member of the original X-Factor, where she had an on and off relationship with Havoc.
So there you go, I hope that helped. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information on the characters that these figures are inspired by. Now here she is next to her fellow green sorceress. Well, she's not a sorceress, but you know what I mean. They're both green, wearing green, and they're both female. There's all the comparisons we need. Enchantress is a little bit taller, and that is because of the legs. If you see, her legs go all the way up to there, and then the split for the thigh is there. So I guess it's because there's longer legs. I guess all the pieces are different, but they do look similar holding them separately, but putting them together there now, you can see the differences, and definitely different head sculpts as well. But they both look pretty good. And if you want a challenge, try and get these two to stand up on their own. Bloody hell. Let's compare it to something else. And here she is to two other figures that were very green in my Marvel Legends box. Obviously we have the Jackal and then the comic version of the Vision, and they're all looking very green. But as you can see, she stands at about the same height as a mold. Vision's on a Bucky Cat mold. The Jackal's got his own mold, but he's looking pretty green and vicious. But yeah, she's looking good. Unfortunately, as I said, I don't have a Magneto figure, sad times, and I also don't have the comic version Scarlet Witch, so I can't compare her to those. Lastly, here she is compared to the rest of the figures in this wave. So apart from the Builder figure, this is the whole wave in front of you, all 7 figures. Shatterstar, Dazzler, Sunfire, Polaris, we still don't know, it's a mystery. Cyclops, Wolverine, aka Logan, and then Colossus. Just real quick, I genuinely thought Cyclops would be my favourite just for nostalgia's sake, but now I've got these figures, I think Shatterstar was definitely a surprise of the bunch, so I really like him, and I also like the Colossus. Again, I wish the Colossus had his more classic costume, but this is a towering above the rest of them, he's a beast. So yeah, I think Colossus and Shatterstar are my favourite two of the wave, but even still, solid wave, and for the second X-Men wave, it's not bad at all, with some obscure characters with a few classics thrown in there. Obviously that was given because the movie was out. They're quite clever with that. They did the same with Deadpool last year. But nevertheless, that is the whole wave. Next, we shall review this weird guy and find out more about him. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe for the Warlock review. But until then, yeah, subscribe, tell a friend, tweet about it, and I'll see you on the next one.